Cody Rhodes responds to fans booing The Rock on Monday Night Raw, saying, "Trust me," in a post on social media. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, he defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in a bull rope match in the main event of Monday Night Raw last night. Does WWE want CM Punk to return to commentary whilst he's recovering from a torn triceps injury? Plenty of details on what could happen there. Becky Lynch has qualified for the Women's Elimination Chamber match at the upcoming Premium Live event in Australia. Speaking of Australia, Rhea Ripley will be defending her Women's World Championship against Nia Jax at the Elimination Chamber event in her home country. Now that the Stardom promoter has been fired due to claims of espionage and poaching, he has announced he's launching a new promotion in Japan. Plus, we've got the ratings for Friday's episode of AEW Rampage on TNT. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Of course, everyone was watching Raw last night to see what the reaction of the crowd was going to be after Friday's controversial ending to SmackDown, which saw Rhodes step aside for The Rock to face off against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Now, it's only been a few days since Cody Rhodes indicated he'd be passing up a WrestleMania rematch against WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns, seemingly ceding his spot to The Rock. But the wrestling world has been absolutely on fire over the notion since then, and Rhodes hasn't really said that much in the interim. Well, last night, following chants of "Rocky sucks" and "We want Cody" as he interacted with the World Heavyweight Champions Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre on Raw, Cody took to social media to post the following tweet, in which he said, quote, "Appreciate the passion, God bless you all, but trust me." Now, some pointed that it's cryptic. Some suggested maybe it's an indication that there is a bigger story at play here. But certainly, what do you think he means by that? Of course, Friday on SmackDown, Rhodes confronted Roman Reigns for the first time since WrestleMania 39, excusing a brief flyby on the ramp last year, with fans hoping for the American Nightmare to confirm that he and the Tribal Chief would indeed be running things back as he attempted once more to finish the story. Instead, while he was saying that he was still coming for Roman Reigns and that he wanted to take everything from him, it wasn't going to be at WrestleMania. Rhodes explained that he'd sought counsel from legends, and one in particular who knows Roman Reigns very well, which prompted The Rock's iconic entrance music. While the live crowd in Birmingham, Alabama seemed to initially respond positively as that show ended in a stare down between The Rock and Reigns, fans took to social media and the internet to voice their displeasure. Of course, then, this was the creation of the "We Want Cody" hashtag, and otherwise voicing their displeasure far and wide, along with many wrestling pundits echoing their sentiments. Still, with a shade over 2 months left until WrestleMania 40 and WWE possibly testing fan reactions even still, perhaps trusting Rhodes is indeed a smart move for now. So, does this mean we're not going to get The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Well, the answer to that seemingly is no, because for any hopeful Cody Rhodes fans aching for the American Nightmare to finish his story against Roman Reigns one-on-one, they are going to have to wait a little longer than WrestleMania. PW Insider is reporting that barring injury or unforeseen circumstances, The Rock is, quote, 100% performing in the ring at WrestleMania 40, end quote. And there is, quote, no scenario where it doesn't occur, possibly as a condition of his joining the TKO Group Holdings Board of Directors in January. Also, Rock's creative partner Brian Gewirtz is expected to be part of the creative process through WrestleMania 40, especially for major events like Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. The report also states that WWE is monitoring the situation in regard to the backlash surrounding the Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes no longer being the opponent for Reigns at WrestleMania, as officials believe plans can be adjusted to, quote, make sense should the backlash begin to encroach on WWE's plans for the presentation of Rock versus Roman, in which Rock is supposedly, of course, not meant to be a heel, but last night on Raw, chants of "Rocky sucks" rang out through the arena. Supposedly any and everything is on the table as the company approaches the long road to WrestleMania. So certainly as of right now, there are no plans to pivot from Roman Reigns versus The Rock. That match is happening, but as far as everything else, everything's on the table. So what are your thoughts on the reaction that you saw last night on Raw? What are your thoughts on the chants related to The Rock last night on Raw? And what are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes' plea to fans to trust him? Let me know your thoughts on that as well. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, he was in a brutal main event bout last night that ended with him being attacked. Now, the bull rope main event of last night Raw saw Cody Rhodes face off against Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, despite this unique stipulation, the match could still only end in a submission or pinfall. Per commentary, the actual rope used in the match was the same used previously by Cody's father, Dusty Rhodes. In the end, despite Shinsuke Nakamura missing Cody during the bout, Rhodes picked up the victory. But in the end, Drew McIntyre appeared out of nowhere to attack the American Nightmare. Of course, earlier on in the show, Drew McIntyre had also attacked Seth Rollins, with Rhodes standing nearby, to which Cody chased Drew away, seemingly setting up the closing scene in the show's opener. Certainly diverting the negative tension directly at Drew, McIntyre ended Raw standing tall over Cody after hitting him with a Claymore. So where do you think this one is going? Could we possibly get Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre at Elimination Chamber? And where do you think Drew factors into plans for WrestleMania as well? Let me know your thoughts about that too. Now, a bit of an update when it comes to CM Punk and possible plans for him whilst he's recovering from a torn triceps. Now, of course, CM Punk is sidelined with the torn triceps, but has already been backstage at WWE events. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, they have been told that Punk was at the SmackDown show in Birmingham as he had surgery in the area just the day before. Punk had also shown up at the Performance Center in Orlando a couple of times to help out, which many believe could be in his future as well. However, CM Punk's close friend Ace Steel may have let it slip that WWE wants him for commentary on this week's Wrestling Perspective podcast it released today on Fightful. Now, during the show, Dennis Farrell asked Ace if there was a role for Punk on WWE television until he comes back. Quote, "Definitely, they want him on commentary. Steel said. I don't know how they go that route since they did an injury angle to pull him out since they did the storyline on him. Drew stomps on his arm. There's the physicality that puts him out. I personally don't want to see him in an on-screen role unless it's, in the meantime, he's doing NXT or something. I really don't want to see him on the same show as Drew McIntyre because his sole focus would be going after Drew McIntyre. Well, I can't fight you. Well, I'm going to try. We see people get hit by cars, fork trucks and all of these things, you know. Still, I feel like the fact that they did the injury, that a lot of people think they put the storyline to it now, with that a lot of people think he's faking it, which is hilarious, that it's a storyline 100%, which of course it's wrestling. So you've done so many of those, like, oh well, let's do this where he hurts guys. So seemingly, CM Punk as of right now is not going to be on commentary, but WWE possibly have him lined up in the future to go back on the headsets at ringside. Would you like to see that when it comes to CM Punk? And where would you like to see him do commentary? Raw, SmackDown? Could he even do it in NXT? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, Becky Lynch, she's on her way to Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. Now, on Friday's episode of SmackDown, we learned that the Women's Royal Rumble winner Bayley will face Io Sky at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's Championship. That leaves Rhea Ripley without an opponent for the Women's World Championship, of course, assuming she makes it through Elimination Chamber. To solve that issue, the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match will face Ripley or someone else at WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship. Now, Monday's Raw saw the first qualifying match for the Chamber between Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch in a rematch from WrestleMania 36. Baszler relied on her submissions and mat-based techniques, but Lynch ultimately pinned her after the manhandle slam. As a result, Lynch punched her ticket to her very first Elimination Chamber match. Liv Morgan and Zoe Stark were both seen watching the match backstage. They will face each other in a qualifying match next week on Raw. Following the match, Kathy Kelly spoke with Morgan, who returned at the Royal Rumble after being injured by Ripley last July in a vicious chair attack. Morgan declared, "Next week, my match is about revenge, and my revenge is about Rhea Ripley." Now, it's been reported that Lynch and Morgan are considered the favourites to win the WrestleMania title shot behind the scenes. When it comes to Elimination Chamber, of course, that will be live from Optus Stadium in Perth on Saturday, February 24. So, of course, that match and that show is coming up very soon. Speaking of that show, Rhea Ripley will be competing and defending her Women's World Championship on it against Nia Jax. Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley stormed to the ring Monday night on Raw, looking for revenge on Nia Jax after her attack last week. What she got instead was another beatdown at the hands of the Irresistible Force, as well as a challenge from her for the title at Elimination Chamber. Ripley's music hit while Raw General Manager Adam Pearce was still having a backstage conversation with Drew McIntyre, and Mammy was visibly in no mood for anything less than exactly what she came for as she hit the entrance ramp. Upon calling out Jax for a scrap on the spot, Pearce hit the ring himself to let Ripley know she could indeed have a match with Jax, but it would be in Perth at Elimination Chamber rather than right then and there. Jax, however, wasted no time making her way toward the ring, storming past Pearce and engaging with Ripley, as the general manager had no choice but to summon security. Despite their best efforts, Jax and Ripley got after it, with the Irresistible Force getting the upper hand once again. The match at Elimination Chamber will mark Ripley's first title defense since defeating Ivy Nile at Raw Day 1 on New Year's Day, and her only singles match against Jax since an episode of Raw in August 2021. Jax is a former Raw Women's Champion who last vied for championship gold in a fatal 5-way at Crown Jewel, which Ripley successfully defended her title in. Her last one-on-one shot at singles gold came in an unsuccessful challenge against Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's title in March of 2021. Now, let's go to this developing story in Japan regarding Stardom and Rossy Agawa. This is absolutely fascinating stuff. So, Stardom founder and former head producer Rossy Agawa has revealed plans to start his own pro wrestling promotion following his recent departure from the Japanese promotion last week. Agawa, in his interview with Tokyo Sports, stated that he intends to start a new promotion and do things he couldn't do in Stardom. Quote, a new organization, that's right. I want to do the things we can't do here at Stardom/Bushiroad. There are quite a few things that can't be done here. Because we are a big corporation, we can't do everything, said Agawa. In the same interview, Agawa dismissed suggestions he tried to poach talent and staff and revealed that many wrestlers wanted to join him when they heard rumors of him establishing a new promotion. Agawa, one of the 3 founders of Stardom, was fired by the promotion after being accused of poaching talent. Although he had initially put in his notice and was scheduled to leave on February 18, his departure was expedited on February 4. Dave Meltzer disclosed in a recent report that Agawa's exit was inevitable, as he and Stardom's owners Bushiroad butted heads regarding the creative direction of the company. It was also stated that WWE's CCO Triple H knew about Agawa's departure. AEW CEO Tony Khan, meanwhile, was pleased by Agawa's termination from Stardom and also seemingly suggested that Agawa was a WWE mole. Meltzer stated that AEW and Khan's unhappiness with Agawa stems from AEW wanting a few Stardom stars for AEW television, which couldn't happen because they were booked for the Japanese promotion shows. The belief is that with Agawa gone, AEW could forge a partnership with Stardom moving forward. Finally, let's talk about the ratings for AEW Rampage this past Friday night on TNT. Now, the viewership figure and demo rating for Friday's February 2nd edition of Rampage has been revealed. According to WrestleNomics, Rampage drew 314,000 viewers. Now, this is down from the January 26th edition that drew 382,000 viewers. In the key 18 to 49 demographic, Friday's show scored a 0.10 rating. This is also down from the week prior that scored a 0.13 rating. This is the lowest total viewership and demo rating for the year so far. It's also the lowest viewership and demo rating since the December 15, 2023 episode. In terms of the quarter-hour ratings, they come courtesy of WrestleNomics. Shout out to them. Be sure to subscribe to their Patreon and visit their Twitter page. The show featured CMLL's Volador Jr., Mystico, and Mascara Dorada and Hecarico, defeating Christopher Daniels, Matt Sydal, Daddy Magic Matt Menard, and Call Hand Angelo Parker in the main event. Also, AEW World Tag Team Champions Ricky Starks and Big Bill defeated the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. Meanwhile, Willow Nightingale defeated Queen Aminata, and Top Flight picked up a redemption victory over Private Party to even their series at 1 apiece. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.